Hello everyone and welcome to This Day. Today is Saturday, May 4th, and for all you Star Wars fans out there, May the 4th be with you. I'm your host, Bobby Higgins. Coming up on the show today, Leslie from Adapt to It will be here joining us. She'll talk about how to increase mobility getting in and out of the car, as well as some fun tools that could come in handy during an emergency. After that, Dr. Hovannessian will be here with Harvard Eye Associates. He's going to talk about eye care for the summer months. So, great show coming your way. Let's take a look at today's Stay Informed. If you are a United resident, then you will be interested in coming to the next monthly United Town Hall meeting. This is coming up on Friday, May 10th at 2 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center, Clubhouse 3 in Room 2. And now let's take a look outside at the weather. It's still a little foggy out there, but only just for the morning. It will burn off to partly sunny skies with a high of 68 and a low of 54. On Sunday, it'll be mostly sunny with a high of 64 and a low of 50. And on Monday, it'll be sunny with a high of 69 and a low of 53. And now taking a look at the sunrise and sunset, we have a photo from Ben Givens. This is the lookout point in Corona del Mar. I think I've walked past that spot before. Just a beautiful location. We're so lucky to be so close to the ocean. Your sunrise is at 5:58 this morning, and your sunset will be at 7:36 p.m. tonight. Love these long days. And if you would like to have your photo featured here on This Day, please email them to us to Laguna Woods Village TV at gmail.com. Stay with us. Up next, we have Adapt to It. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Gary Russell, and I recently have moved to Laguna Woods Village. At Live Smart Technologies, we specialize in three things: home automation, simple security systems, and home computer networks. We are knowledgeable, very affordable, and genuinely want to help you. In the coming weeks, we will be talking more about how these amazing systems can benefit just about everyone. We provide free estimates and will schedule an on-site walkthrough at your convenience. Give us a call.
Hi, I'm Dan McEachran. 35 years ago, I was lucky enough to get my start in Laguna Woods. First, building patio rooms, then kitchens. Our cabinets are all built locally in Irvine. It all began with patio rooms, like this Majorca model, which we made into a complete room. I'll pull permits. We'll take care of everything. Give me a call. We'll do a nice job for you.
Adapt to It, we strive to make the everyday tasks easier by providing our customers with the tools they need to be successful. We carefully explain the use and care of all of our equipment. Adapt to It has been in Laguna Woods for over 20 years, and we know that nothing in life stays constant. So we can help you adapt to all the changes in your life. Adapt to It sells and rents items and always delivers with a smile. Come in today to experience what we mean when we say, when you can't change it, adapt to it.
Welcome back to the program. We are ready to adapt to it, and helping us do that is Leslie Gabola from Adapt to It.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Adapt to It in general. You guys are kind of a medical supply company, but you also have a lot of things that are really kind of maybe a little bit different. We're going to talk about some of those different things today too.
Yes, we do. We are kind of known as if Adapt to It doesn't have it, or can't get it, it doesn't exist.
Right.
So I am more of a problem solver, and my whole staff is pretty much problem solvers. So even if you don't know what you need, but you can kind of describe either your problem or things you can't do that you want to be able to do, we can usually suss it out and figure out the best product for you.
Right, so if somebody comes into the store and say, hey, I'm having a challenge with this, or whatever this might be, you guys have this kind of catalog of things, items you know about, but if you don't, you say, okay, well, maybe we can find something.
Yeah. My favorite customer is the person that comes in that has this offbeat, desire or offbeat thing that I need to create or make. And a lot of times I can do that with just kind of stuff that's around the store or adapting devices that we already have, which is great. But the benefit...
You adapt to it, so to speak.
Adapted to it, exactly. When you can't change it, adapt to it, right? But we are, we're kind of specialists in our area. Not only are we creative and nice, but we're very well stocked at the moment. And I don't know if anybody knows everybody probably knows our store, but we have about 20 lift chairs, the chairs that help you stand up, and kind of everything in between. So we've got bath benches and a ton of walkers and all the good stuff that people need.
Okay.
But we've got some creative stuff too.
You got some creative stuff too. Now, do you guys ever mess around with stuff and say, hey, what if we did this to this and added this? That would be helpful
Absolutely.
here? Okay.
Absolutely. I make my guys keep all my foam that comes in my packaging. So we have a stash of that. We have moleskin, which is a really soft material to pad things. We have different things. I've got a couple of favorite things that I go to for making splints and stuff with hands. And then we've done everything. We've adapted a splint to help a person play cello with one hand.
Oh, wow.
And we had a music teacher come in and actually challenge us with that and say, can you do this? And we did. And then he came back for another one because it had worn out. So we made it again.
Yeah.
And we give people just the ability to do things on their own, which is great.
Well, let's talk about the ability to drive, get in and out of chairs, all sorts of things like that. What's this little circle of fun?
Okay, this circle of fun goes with this handle of fun, and it swivels. So part of the hard part about getting in the car is when you sit your tush down, getting your legs in and swiveling in that chair, especially if it's like a cloth chair, not a leather one. You can stick, and so it's hard. So what this does, it swivels for you.
Okay, let me see.
Let's
give a little demo here. Okay, so I'm in a swivel chair. So I'm in a swivel chair already, so I'm kind of cheating. But I'm going to get on it here. And oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, you really
works.
That just gives that little extra boost you need to be able to make that turn, right?
And then we have these actually in two, because you always get a choice and adapt to it.
Okay.
So we have these, this is flat. And so if you're a taller person, these are great, so your head doesn't hit the top of the car. And we also have them in a cushion. So maybe for those shorter ladies that need a little bit of a cushion, we've got them in a cushion as well.
A boost and a spin.
Absolutely. We do it all. And then this is a handy bar. And this I love because this allows people to have a handle when they get in the car. So it goes in that little silver thing that's on the end of the outside of the door frame that nobody knows why it's there. You put it in, lock it down, and then it's a handle. So depending on how you put it in or where you put it in, the handle can either be 90 degrees or 45 degrees from the car. And so you can push down on it because it's supported by the car to get in and out.
Okay, and that's for people who are just having trouble. Maybe they're having trouble walking, mobility, hip replacements, things like that, knee issues.
Right,
okay.
For the transfers. And then it can break a window if you get stuck. And then
or if you're just in the middle of some road rage and you want to go out and hit the other car. No,
there you go.
No, don't do that.
And then it has a seatbelt cutter as well, so you won't get stuck.
Okay.
So I would recommend probably keeping it in your pocket by your door on your driver's side. So in case you do need those two functions, it's handy and not in the glove box where you possibly couldn't get to it.
Now, the breaking of the window on the inside, if that's in there inside the car, is it more of an outside tool or an inside tool? What are we breaking the windows for? What have clients come and say, hey, I actually needed something like this?
Well, it's just an emergency tool. You never know, and it's always good to have one. Falling in a lake and you need to get out. You get scared of your car all of a sudden. It's just a tool.
Yeah. So it's really a lot of that's just for emergencies. Cutting the seatbelt out if there's some sort of crazy jam or something like that, and you're in a situation where you need to get out of the car.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Not that it would happen, but just in case.
And these are some of the unusual things you have it adapt to. What are some of the other things that people come in for and that you guys, they're surprised you carry?
That they're surprised we carry? People are usually surprised at the volume of stuff in our store. We have actually, they're surprised that we're such a good community resource.
Okay.
And because we've been in Laguna Woods for over 20 years, we have a list of referral sources that we can provide to people of all of our favorite people that do various things.
Right, so you know folks, and you can really, you guys consider yourselves really part of the community and really helping the community. It's not just a business, it's like, hey, we're here and we're here to serve you guys. And if we can't, here's some other people who can.
Right, here's some referrals. I mean, we have the coolest things happen in this store. My favorite lately was a group of people came in, and one was a shaman from Africa, and the people that came in were missionaries. And they bought a cane, and they were all so excited about this cane. And so we asked them, what is the significance of this cane? And they said, we bought it for somebody in Africa that walks 2 hours to and from church every single day.
Kidding me, 2 hours?
2 hours to and from church. And she was using a stick, and it was unreliable and uncomfortable, so now she had a steady cane to use. And then the shaman proceeded to bless the store in his native language. And it was one of those rare quiet moments in the store, and it was just one of my employees and myself. And we got blessed, and it was just so moving and just so spiritual. So there is that aspect to the store, and I really have a strong belief that you can't heal the body without healing the mind, body, and soul. So it kind of is a total package. And we really try to cater to that, and we really try to.
What's that experience like for you when you know you've become the answer to someone's problem? You've helped someone get to where they need to do or be the mobility that they're looking for?
It's indescribable.
Yeah.
One of my things I tell my folks, my employees every day is, go change a life. And so that's our privilege. We get to do that. We get to be let into somebody's life at a time when it's probably their hardest time of their life. Who gets to do that? Right. And, we're blessed enough to do it. So I am very, very grateful and appreciative.
Well, I think folks can hear the emotion in your voice when you talk about this. It's truly a community commitment that you guys have there with Adapt to It. Thank you so much for bringing the stuff in there. Leslie Gabola from Adapt to It. Make sure you got to the store, folks. We'll be right back.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Plus, 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Irvine Subaru. Buy online, just come in to sign. Get 2 years complimentary maintenance included on all new Subarus.
Seniors fear running out of money more than death itself, and the number one mistake you can make is underestimating volatility, which can derail your retirement. For 35 years now, I've coached seniors to financial independence by using 2 simple rules. Never take big losses and create income along the way. It's your financial future. Call now to get a free risk analysis to ensure your investments are protected, and we'll send you our Safer Money System, 949-219-0692.
Welcome to Harvard Eye Associates. We're focused on your eye care at all 3 of our Orange County locations.
Our new location in Laguna Hills, Orange, and San Clemente.
Each facility features the latest in advanced technology and diagnostic equipment.
And a trusted collection of doctors that care about your vision and your quality of life.
We deliver what matters to you
and your family.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
Summertime and the living's easy, except if you have sunburns and too much sun in your eyes and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk about some of the dangers of our summertime fun with Dr. John Hovhannissian from Harvard Eye Associates. Welcome to the program.
How are you? Summer's here, Michael.
Summer's
it's
here,
exciting.
Right? And it is fun, and we have a lot more sunshine, and our eyes are going to be getting a lot more sunshine, and we're going to be outdoors a lot more. And there's some of the things that kind of happen along the way, right?
Yes.
And so we have some summer eye problems we want to tell people about, like summer eye allergies, right? And why is it different in the summer? Because of all the pollens?
Oh yeah. Well, we just had all the rain that came and more or less passed, I think now, and we've got wind and we've got the sun is heating all those plants and feeding them energy so that they're growing. And what are they producing? Pollen. And anytime we get wind, especially those Santa Ana winds that blow the dust, which is another problem, and pollen from the desert, or just blows it around our yards, we're exposed to all of those things that cause us allergies.
Right, and people are taking, the allergy medications, those kinds of things, but it's a real factor for our eyes, right? And it just really kind of gets to us. In the sun itself, there's things like corneal burns, which I would imagine is extreme, but just the sun hitting our eyes without any good protection is a real challenge too, right?
Sure, there's no question that sun is harsh on us, and it's a lot more intense in the summertime. So we see conditions like pterygium and pingueculum, which are thickening on the white of the eye that come from sunlight.
Okay.
But the heat also just it dries your eyes more because you're in a drier environment where the water on your eyes, the tears evaporate more quickly.
Right, that's our third one on the list is the dry eyes, right? Because people call us, it's a dry heat, but it is it is evaporate up, it goes away, so that the moisture in our eyes, I imagine, evaporates even faster too, right?
It does. And you think about it, the eyes are this unique part of the body because it's this moist surface that is continuously exposed when we're not blinking. And so it is a perfect place for pollens and dust and other things to stick and cause irritation to our mucous membranes on our eyes. And it also is exposed and therefore it dries. And so we have real issues with keeping a smooth surface of fluid on our eye to help us see well.
Right, but that smooth surface also is keeping stuff away from getting into our eyes, right? So that's our number 4 on our list is like the increased risk for infection because of all the exposure, all the stuff hitting our eyes, and maybe a little drier, right?
Yeah, that's right. And so infection, and I'll add to that exposure, so chemical exposure, we're in our yards more, we're doing things outdoors more, and there's risk for injury that comes with that, there's risk for exposure to chemicals and just sunscreen, which is great for our skin, but when we get it in our eyes, it's certainly irritating, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Now, one of the other things in there is, it's summertime, there's more light, people are doing more stuff, they're up later, kids are, I remember in the summer, I used to stay up all night, we have like tired eyes, and we're just kind of a lack of sleep, or we're not giving our eyes enough rest that they need?
Yeah, people get on average about 40 minutes less sleep during the summer months than they do during the winter months. That's a well-studied phenomenon, and particularly now that we have all these smartwatches that track our sleep, we're really seeing that that's true. And so sleep is the time our bodies regenerate. It's when they recover from the injuries of the day or the stress of the day. And so, it's not just so much a feeling of tired eyes. We have less capacity to recover from the minor injury that we incur during the day when we don't sleep as well.
Yeah, I know that, like the heaviness of the eyes sometimes at the end of the day, I'm like, my eyes need to rest.
Time to sleep, time to sleep, yeah.
All right, so we talked about some of the issues we have there, but how about some of the things we can do in terms of taking care of our eyes during the summer? Number 1 is wearing those sunglasses, right? If we're gonna be in the sun a lot, there's that protection.
Yep, and you don't need to spend a fortune on sunglasses to have good eye protection. You need to have something that fits you well, that you're willing to wear, that you see well enough with, prescription if you need that. For your own eyes, something that wraps around well so that it covers on the side, so you're not getting a lot of exposure that way. And something that has UV protection. UV 400 is the number to look for. Not all eyeglasses are labeled well for that. There's not a lot of regulation, but decent sunglasses usually have some labeling as to how their UV filter works.
Without the UV protection, without the sun, what's happening in our eye with the sunlight? Is there actually damage that can occur into our eye? What's the result of that?
At all different levels of the eye, and different wavelengths of UV will penetrate different layers of the eye and cause damage. But we know everything from pingueculum on the surface of the eye to macular degeneration at the back of the eye has a component that comes from UV damage. And so protecting our eyes from UV with protective sunwear is just a smart thing to do.
And can you see that when you examine a patient and look at the back and say, hey, it looks like you have some sun damage here? Like,
yeah,
but it might be a lot of factors, right?
That well said. That's exactly right. Macular degeneration, for example, is age is number one, and heredity plays a role. Diet and other metabolic disease can play a role, but absolutely exposure and sunlight we think plays an important role in that disease.
Now, wearing sunscreen, how does that help our eyes?
Well, not so much for our eyes directly, but for the skin around the eyes, because we treat an awful lot of skin cancers on the eyelids. It's one of the commonest places people get them because, the eyelid, the lower part of the cheek in particular, 97% of the cancers we see there, basal cell carcinomas, happen in that area because of just the unique exposure. So we often aren't great about getting sunscreen close to our eyes because we're worried about getting it in. But so if you wear your sunglasses and you wear a hat with a brim, that helps a huge amount. You can be more conservative with the sunscreen, but protect the eyes one way or another. Protect them from the sun.
Yeah, I've turned into an old person at the beach. I'm under an umbrella. I have the hat on and the sunglasses.
That's a smart person. That's not an old person. That's triple coverage. That's belt and suspenders, Michael.
I'm the person I used to make fun of when I was a kid at the beach.
That's it. Big old baggy shorts, the metal detector out there.
Drinking plenty of water, I assume that helps with the dry eyes, right? Or keeping that stuff going.
And dehydration. We talked a little bit about that. Everything. We sweat more and we lose more water naturally in the summertime, and so drinking plenty of water addresses dry eye and helps us just stay healthier.
Okay. And we can also, if we have that even more of a challenge with dry eye, how about eye drops? Is that good advice there?
Absolutely. So lubricant eye drops are always the kind of first line of defense when you're actually having dry eye symptoms. They're plentiful and available. They're not expensive. You don't need to buy super expensive ones. There are those that are preservative free, and those are great if you're going to take them more than about 4 times a day because the preservatives at that point start to irritate you. But if you're not sensitive to the drops and you're just using them occasionally, you can buy any brand that suits you. And you have to try different ones because different brands, just like with skin moisturizers, you might prefer one over another. So you got to try a few different ones.
Okay. Are there different chemistries to the eye that would make mine different than how yours would prefer?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It's hard to predict. It's hard to look at an eye and say, "Ooh, this drop is going to be right for you."
Oh, wow.
It's easier just to try different ones and kind of see what you like. What you like is good for you.
And finally, we're splashing around, we're at the beach, we're at the pool. Wearing goggles is a good protection for the irritants that are in the waters?
Yeah, I don't let my kids, and I never get in a swimming pool without goggles on, and the ocean too is just full of nasty stuff. Even adequately chlorinated swimming pools can facilitate infections that are really nasty in the eye. And it's just
the chemical chlorine itself, right, is going to irritate the eye.
That's right. Yeah, just the fact that it's not balanced. It's pH balanced, but the salts in it are irritating the eyes. They cause swelling in the eye, which opens the way for infection and just irritation to the surface. So just wear the goggles, and you see better underwater too.
Yeah, and as a kid, I remember the summers in the pools, and my eyes were always red by the end of the day.
Awful, the things we used to do, right? Let's not make those mistakes as adults.
The things we used to torture ourselves with.
Right.
If someone's having a challenge, if someone's having difficulties, what can we do? Should we come in and see you?
Yeah, so if your eyes are irritated for whatever reason, a couple things to try. Again, lubricant eye drops are always terrific. Warm compresses are helpful, particularly if they're dry. Sometimes cold is better, particularly if you have a lot of itching. Itching it usually is a signal of allergy, and allergy, responds a little better to cold. So it's not like bad for you to use warm compresses if you have allergy, or good for you to use, or bad for you to use cold if you've got dry eyes. Just try them and see what makes it feel good. And of course, seeing a qualified eye doctor is a great way to, something we all ought to be doing anyway. At least once a year, certainly if we're over age 50, and so
I'm there. Well, I have a qualified eye doctor right here, Dr. John Hovannisian from Harvard Eye Associates. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's great to see you, Michael.
We're going to be right back.
Whether you are physically active, playing pickleball or golf, or have trouble with daily activitis, Trishula is thoughtfully crafted with your needs in mind. Our unique formula can help provide relief when you need it most. Apply a small amount to your hands, knees, neck, shoulders, or any other areas of discomfort. Gently rub in a circular motion until thoroughly dissolved. There are no artificial chemicals, just natural plant compound to nourish your body. Endorsed by athletes, loved by all, there is nothing like Trishula Organics. Don't let pain control your life. Take action today.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
Welcome back to This Day. Let's take a look at the movie presentation here today on Village Television. Today's movie is The Holdovers and is being brought to you by RadNet. A strict classics teacher at a New England boarding school is forced to chaperone a handful of students with nowhere to go on Christmas break. He soon forms an unlikely bond with a brainy but damaged troublemaker and with the school's head cook, a woman who just lost her son in the Vietnam War. And now let's take a look at some announcements happening here in the Village. Today is the Kentucky Derby in Clubhouse 2 at 3:30 p.m. You can come all decked out if you like. And ladies, yes, you can wear the big Kentucky Derby hats. And you are also welcome to bring your own food. Also, come check out the talented Surf City Singers at the Performing Arts Center on Sunday, May 5th. Tickets are only $5 for this event. You can go to lagunawoodsvillage.com or the box office to purchase. And now let's take a look outside at the weather. Today it's still a little foggy, but only for a little bit. It'll be burning off and then it'll be partly sunny skies with a high of 68. Tomorrow on Sunday it'll be mostly sunny with a high of 64. And on Monday it'll be sunny with a high of 69. Looking ahead on Monday, this day, we will have the library update and the Theater Guild, so make sure you check back in for that. That's it for us this day, for today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and for all you Star Wars fans, may the 4th be with you. For This Day, I'm Bobby Higgins. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Mama used to Mama used to Mama used to Mama used to
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha-Na-Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for Peace.